Tonight on Let It Rip, the National Guard has been told to leave Ferguson, Missouri as the anger and violence begin to subside. Meanwhile, U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder is promising a thorough investigation into the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown.
Hopefully will have a calming influence on the area.
But can justice truly be served in a town divided by race and class? And what happens next for Ferguson, for the city of Detroit, and for the nation?
I'm confident that through the ability of these people, we will be able to make a determination about whether or not any federal statutes have in fact been violated.
Time to let it rip. On the panel tonight with us now is a man who has spent almost his entire life enforcing the law. He started his career here in Detroit in 1977. Spent nearly 3 decades in Los Angeles, then running the police departments in Portland, Cincinnati, before finally coming back home. Detroit Police Chief James Craig is front and center tonight. So too is the brilliant and passionate Rochelle Riley, columnist for the Detroit Free Press, along with the most compelling reporter on TV. Charlie Duff is on a mission to show us the truth, even when it's tough to watch. Also with us, a man who's been called both a devil for inciting racial tensions and an angel for confronting and shutting down drug houses. Preacher, activist Malik Shabazz is here. And as always, the hardest working man in broadcasting, attorney, anchor, reporter, Charlie Langton. Chief, let's start with you because 12 days in, finally, we are seeing some peace on the streets of Ferguson. But there are some people who want to thank the police for doing their jobs, but there are other people who want to blame the police for triggering this in the first place. How do you see it?
Not a surprise. You know, 37 years in this business, having worked through civil unrest, certainly we're talking about Los Angeles, the Rodney King incident, later as police chief in Portland, certainly on the brink because of a growing influx of African immigrants. Then Cincinnati, who just recently in 2001 was the home of a civil unrest when 14 African American men were shot by Cincinnati police officers. Then on the 15th shooting incident, civil unrest, common denominator, no relationship with the community. And so when I look at Ferguson, you know, and I made statements this past week about how appalled I was that someone would compare the city of Detroit to Ferguson. Detroit 1967, yes. To Ferguson 2014, I agree. But we're talking about Detroit 2014. And I can recount time after time how this community has come out and supported this police department. You know, we had an officer-involved shooting incident several weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And involved in that, the community came out to render aid to the police officer. That doesn't happen in most places. After an officer-involved shooting incident, and this is one of 2 recently, but where the community has come out, which tells me that there is a relationship. People support us. You've seen our now 9 large-scale police operations. 9 large-scale police operations, in some instances 300 plus police officers involved in that work. 9. 1 reportable use of force incident, not by accident. Constitutional policing, city of Detroit.
In fact, I've actually seen some Detroiters applauding what you can do.
Applauding. In fact, some of the individuals arrested said to me, not on one but several occasions, "Thank you, Chief. We appreciate you being here." And why? Because they have families, their children, their parents who have wanted to be served for a long time.
And yet, Rochelle, the USA Today newspaper reports that, on average, there are 96 black men killed by white officers every year. And yet the death of this 18-year-old man in Ferguson triggered amazing anger, resentment, outrage. What happened? Why? How did we get here?
The shooting is not about the police and isn't connected to those 96 other shootings, those 95 other shootings. There are 2 things that are true. Anybody who says that this can't happen in Detroit is being naive. Anybody who says this can happen in Detroit seems like they're looking for it. What we ought to be doing is making sure it doesn't happen in Detroit, and so far that I've seen, this chief is doing that. But here's the truth. It was February of 2012 when Trayvon Martin was shot. He wasn't shot by a police officer, but he was shot by somebody trying to be a police officer. It's been 2.5 years, and we could have this incident happen in Florida tomorrow. This could happen anywhere. It's a match, and right now you've literally got a match surface all over the place because we don't deal with the issues that lead to it. The problem in Ferguson was not a police shooting where we still don't know what happened. And anybody who tells you they know what happened is lying because the investigation is not done. Too many witnesses, toxicology's not back. They're not even sure whether he had his hands raised. You've got all types of stuff that has to be determined, should have been determined right away. My problem in Ferguson is the police response to folks wanting answers to questions. If they had not shown up dressed for Fallujah and running out the way they did, to people who at that point literally were the majority asking questions, and a few knuckleheads like you're going to have any place who were looting. Every person who was looting, if they got them on camera, go find them, arrest them, and throw them in jail. You are not helping the memory of Michael Brown by breaking the law. You are not changing police shootings by breaking the law. But let's get some answers to some questions and make sure that what's going on there doesn't happen here.
Well, we sent Charlie Duff down to Ferguson hoping to get some answers.
He almost got beat up. I was sad.
Yeah, there was tear gas, random bullets, people throwing rocks.
Yeah, nobody sent me. I went because I wanted to go.
Well, whatever, you were there
yes.
in the middle of the chaos.
I was.
And you found some incredible things. You also found a hero in the middle of it all, a man named DJ.
Let's call him a man. Let's not call him a hero. Let's call him a man, a real man. You know what this guy was? He's the fear of the black planet, fear of the black planet embodied. Muscular, dark, out into violence, handsome. This is a guy, you look at him, you know, when black people say I'm being stereotyped, this is the guy like, oh geez, I better maybe walk over there. If you got a clip, play it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Well, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Let's hear from DJ right now.
Because Michael Brown don't want this. I don't gotta know, but I know he don't want everybody looting and robbing stores. The same place where I gotta live and my son gotta live and everybody else gotta live.
Man, bro, you black too.
I'm black, but I still know I gotta live in this area.
White man, bro.
I ain't for the white man, I'm for everybody, but we ain't gotta loot the rob the motherfuckers. Y'all did this already. I mean, this is y'all do, but y'all not doing this in this month. We done, bro. This done for.
Why you got the helmet out here for us, though? I'm gonna kill somebody out here.
Y'all done for. This done for, man.
You gonna pop with us, bro?
I'm not popping nobody, but y'all loot for no reason.
They killed him for no reason.
Yeah. Right, and he don't want this for no reason. Michael Brown don't want this for no reason.
This piece.
This not what he want. This ain't what he want.
You need to let us eat out this motherfucker.
We denied it already. Knocking me out ain't gonna do no justice. The you mean?
It don't matter, bro. You gonna get the out the way if a
ain't getting out of nowhere, bro. This ain't what it do.
straight up, bro. Come on. Man, don't pop people.
I ain't gonna pop you. I can see it.
God, you better not pop.
I mean, this uncivilized for you. I see why the chief of police call y'all ignorant bunch of because y'all been ignorant, doing ignorant for no reason.
Well, you don't call him a hero, I do, because he stood up to a mob that could at any time have attacked him and attacked you. I saw you tapping his leg. What was that for? What were you doing?
I was like, dude, they just went into the store and our backs are turned. Let's turn around. That's it. That dude is not a hero. That's a man. That he's the norm, right? Let's everybody's watching. He's the norm. There's what was great about Ferguson, which reminds me of Oak Park, actually. They're almost like mirror, right? Not that somebody's going to get shot for spurious reasons, but the whole point is there's no relationship between the police, which is 95% white and left over from 10 years ago when it was all white, and the community that's come in, the black community. And I don't even know if they know what they were asking, except maybe something as simple as, leave us alone.
And I don't even know if they're from Ferguson. And Charlie, you and your photographers, Matt Phillips and Bob Shuttlebottle, were in the middle of another dangerous situation. Look at this.
Hey, remember something? Dude, we helped you like a week ago. Whoa! Get out of here!
Before it's too late, man. Just walk away.
Now, who was that guy that stepped in and said, "Get out of here, walk away"?
A man.
Just a man.
A man, not a hero, a man. You see, don't judge the pictures that you see in your living room by what's really going on in life. A man. Now, the dude that attacked me with the cone, was it because I was white? Okay, it's America, probably a little bit, but you know what? Anybody think maybe I'm filming him doing a crime and he doesn't like it?
Malik Shabazz, could you please explain to us how the anger and outrage over the death of Michael Brown became violence and looting in Ferguson?
Well, Hugh, the problems of violence and race, economics in our nation, police terrorism, no disrespect to my good friend the chief, who I wholeheartedly support, but we do have police terrorism. It's as American as apple pie. It's been going on before this was a nation. It goes on today. People are angry. People are hurt. People feel powerless, and people are living in abject poverty.
But why loot black-owned businesses in your own neighborhood? Why? That makes no sense at all.
When Pavlov did his tests with the rats and the mice or whatnot, jabbing them, giving them cocaine, giving them cheese, the rats, the mice, and I don't want to compare us to that, never looked up and saw the hidden hand that was misruling every condition that they lived in. They turned and saw their fellow rat and turned on them. I'm not saying it's right. I'm trying to psychoanalyze it. I would like to see, you mentioned looting, rather than looting, to build. We need to build. We need to develop some economic wealth. We need to pool our monies together. We need to register the vote and vote like never before. In the election in Ferguson a few weeks ago, 11.7%. Therefore, you have a white mayor, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Obviously, I can't say that's a bad
Mike
thing.
Duggan.
And still support Mike Duggan. But you have a white mayor. You have 5 of the 6 council people are white. And on the school board, 6 of the 7 people are white. You have 1 Latino on the school board. And the mayor is a Republican. But the population is 67% black, and you better believe 90% of them are Democrat.
Well, there's a lot more to talk about on this issue, what it means for all of us in the years and days ahead. Coming up, we continue our discussion about Ferguson, its impact on America, and why we are left to figure out what's wrong and how to somehow make it right. Stay with us.